This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Hayabusa. Save 20% off with code AprilNuts at HayabusAFight.com. HostGator, save 45% off shared hosting with code MMA45. Save 20% off with code MMA Nuts at ProtectTheBed.com. DefenseSoap.com, serious soap for serious athletes. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 288.
288!
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith, MMA Show, by fans, for fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. Tap it in.
I don't know, Matt. Did you almost kick a 7-year-old's ass today?
I don't know what you're talking about. I had to run a 5K and a 7-year-old keeps getting in my way. I don't know if he's 7. He's like Mighty Miles height,
Okay.
or at least knee high. And every time me and my daughter are running, she's 14, he keeps like trying to cut me off. This is on the first lap. It's a 3-lapper. And then he speeds up. And I get right up to him again and cuts me off, speeds up. After about 10 times, like, hey, either speed up or get out of my way.
Do you have those hats on with the rear mirror things?
No.
Did he see you maybe? Is that why you
I don't know. He kept doing it. I don't want to trip over him and hurt him or myself. So I just gave him a warning. And then the second time he heeded said warning and got the fuck out of my way.
Perfect.
I'm just saying, don't go through life being a little bitch and not saying shit if someone's causing you an issue.
That's right. Matt will be feeling it tomorrow, I think.
Oh, I tried to. My body is not meant to run anymore. That's for damn sure.
Funny. He's in the afterglow of his victory right now, and tomorrow he's gonna wake up and go, "I'm dying."
No, I took 2 Epsom salt baths, a 30-minute sauna session, and 3 ibuprofen.
Okay.
You said everything straight.
Perfect. Universe has been righted. As have the Blackhawks in there pushing it to Game 7.
That's why I didn't even watch them last night. I know this shit's going to Game 7.
Well,
that's how they do it.
Mike, who's a neighbor of mine, Matt knows, he's been over here to watch the UFC a few times. He's devastated. He's already given up on his team. He said it's over. I was talking to him today. He's like, it's over. He said, I shouldn't get this emotional. Apparently, he was extremely upset, which is why he never came over. Well, he's a St. Louis fan. So
I understand,
it's
but
a big deal for him.
It's a fucking hockey game.
I know.
Who cares?
He took it very personal. So, sorry, Mike. Things happen. What are you going to do?
You win some, you lose some. St. Louis used to beat the Blackhawks back in the day all the time.
Yes.
They still can. It's not over.
Was it, where the fuck was their big guy? St. Louis's superstar.
Brett Hall used to be there.
Yep.
I think Keith Kachuk.
Yep.
They had Brendan Shanahan for a while. Chris Joseph.
Brett Hall.
Chris Pronger.
Yep. They had a good team.
I don't know if everyone was all playing at the same time, but just randomly. I don't know who the fuck's on their team now.
No.
So out of who is where on fucking
does not matter.
You used to know everybody on every team.
Yes.
Kind of like MMA. All that stuff. Let's do a little UFC 197 recap.
Thank you.
How did you like Yair Rodriguez? A fucking ninja.
Well, I don't remember ever watching him fight before. Matt's like, this guy's crazy. He's exciting. I'm like, whatever, okay. And then I'm watching him do all this wacky shit. I'm going, wow, he's right. This is insanity. And I don't know, dude. I thought he had killed his opponent.
Jesus Christ.
I turned my head to get I think I was grabbing a beer or some food, and everyone's like, oh, and I look, and this guy is bouncing off.
He even threw a drop kick Murphy at him.
Yes, he did. So amazingly exciting and wacky, and, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see how this shakes out. Some of those guys who are so flashy, they hit a wall, you know, skill level.
Wink, wink. Anthony Pettis, looking at you.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that now? Okay.
Yeah, we can go right into Anthony Pettis, Edson Barbosa. Let me ask you first about the body types, because were these 2 different weight classes? Because Barbosa sure looks thick and defined.
Huge.
Would they say thick, solid, tight?
Yes, sir. His arms especially. I mean, they were just jacked up. And I know he was always pretty ripped, but he looked especially ripped. And Pettis slowly is like the incredible shrinking man. It's weird. He keeps getting more and more, what did I say? I think I called it like a marathoner's body. It's like a runner's body. It's lean and kind of flabby, but, you know, like not fat. It's just he's not muscular like a sprinter, you know, like you'd expect MMA fighters to have some of this kind of body style. A lot of them do. and just timid and weird. And you had said that he's jumping around like crazy.
His game plan was very awkward. It was circle left, circle right, attack on a straight line. Circle left, circle right, attack on a straight line. What are you doing? I don't understand this game plan. And it was weird too because I wanted to see him be successful. Yeah, he loses his decision, but here's him going out and training with Greg Jackson and Mike Winkeljohn. I thought, oh, him and his brother out there, how cool is that? This is going to be great. You have Greg Jackson in his corner. Duke's still the main man, but he's still passing it off. But it's just weird. He almost seems like he's fighting in the wrong weight class, and I hate to say that about someone, but maybe he needs to drop to 45. Yeah. It is just not working. He's on a 3-fight losing streak right now, and I think it was Rafael Dos Anjos. I forgot the other two. I wrote it down here.
Dos Anjos, and you have it or no? I'm looking
Barbosa and Alvarez. So it's the 3. Yeah. So now he's got 3.
Well, there were a lot of rumors back in the day that he was on some shit, and it seems like performance-wise and body type-wise, it certainly makes a case for. I know that people think steroid or whatever people are doing, they're gonna get huge, but he was way ripped before, and now he's.
Well, he was on the Wheaties box. And ever since that, he's not so successful anymore.
No, maybe he stopped eating Wheaties.
Maybe.
I don't know. Wheaties. Is that still a thing? I haven't seen those in a while.
I don't eat cereal, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this whole thing shakes out. My suspicion is I know there was a lot of talk of Rufus maybe joining forces with Jackson's and some. I feel like Rufus smells what's happening.
The Rock is cooking?
He's kind of like, I'm seeing the decline here of my #1 stud, and I better hook up with somebody who's got some, maybe it's his business opportunity to kind of get in there with Jackson's and do some sort of north-south thing, or maybe he moves all the way down there. And they got a serious gym over there. It's insanity.
I think that's what he was impressed with. He said they have something 4 jiu-jitsu coaches, 3 wrestling coaches, and look at all the training partners and all the different looks you can get.
Oh, yeah.
His brother was successful. He got a win.
He did.
Just didn't work out for Anthony. And
no.
Do you think the UFC cuts him? He's at that 3-loss mark. He's a former champion too, by the way. Tough. WEC and UFC.
You got to look at. I don't know his numbers as far as what is he getting paid and shit. So I think a lot of that has a lot of factor in. Are the numbers released yet? No, I don't think so, right?
I haven't seen salary yet.
Yeah, I would assume he's getting in the 6-figure range on his contract, or close. So that might be a problem if he's losing like that. And is he a huge draw anymore? I don't think so. Not after losing like that. And he just, I don't know. I know in Chicago maybe he might be a big draw. Maybe they'll put him on the Chicago card. I don't know, but.
And then hopefully he'll post some pictures of the damage, the inside thigh, and his ribs.
Yes.
I want to see day after, and if he posts those tomorrow, I'll post those up. But
horrible
he got brutalized.
Stuff. Oh yes. Too bad for him. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't want to see him get cut. I think he still has some potential, but the guys he's fighting have just been monsters when you look at the body type, the Rafael Dos Anjos, the Eddie Alvarez, and Edson Barbosa. Like, those are some thick fuckers, and I say fucker with all due respect, so don't shit your pants.
Or shit your pants.
Or shit your pants.
Either way.
And smear it on the walls.
Yes.
Like Ozzy Osbourne. Eat some ants. It'll all work out. So, I think he should still fight on. He might want to consider dropping to 145.
Or go to Bellator.
Works for some people. We'll talk about that later. It doesn't work for others. Let's talk about Mighty Mouse versus Henry Cejudo.
Yes. Surprise, surprise. This was the most exciting fight on the card.
I don't know. I think it was tied with that Yair Rodriguez fight. So I think I enjoyed that one a little bit more.
They got who got the bonuses? I think
Yair did, and I would imagine Mighty Mouse did too.
Loading. Yeah, both of them. Yep. And then the Dominic Steele and Danny Roberts got the fight of the night. So I thought it was pretty amazing. What did you think?
He's almost starting to win me over and go.
Is he slowly?
It hurts me to say that. It hurts me. The thing that would help me more, we've said in the past, just drop a smaller cage down for these guys. There is too much room for the little men to operate in. That is what's holding me back.
Yeah.
WEC, Matt loved WEC. Talking third person now. It was great.
The Matt? Can you refer yourself as the Matt?
The Matt. I'll even add that in front of it.
Thank you.
Just for a fact.
Even better.
That Matt.
Okay.
He likes that. And we come to the UFC, and you have this monstrous cage, little guys.
Yeah.
Big John McCarthy is a good 2 feet taller than both of them. It looks so awkward. Maybe we need to have everything needs to be scaled down to make it more proportional.
Scaled down.
I'm just saying.
The midget ref?
No, it's not. It's a scale of like 1-to-1, 2-to-1 kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to like him. He's finishing people, and that was always one of my issues. The speed is still a challenge. I think you said it too. They're moving too fucking fast.
Oh my God.
I can't keep up.
It's almost like that weird camera they pull out sometimes where it looks almost too fast to be real, but they look like that the whole time, and they're just regular. You know which camera I'm talking about? It's like that high frame rate camera that it fucks with my eyes when they do that. But the whole fight's like that. And he was just extremely technical, and surprisingly so. I mean, geez.
The clinch. And Cejudo said that afterwards. I wasn't expecting him to be so strong in the clinch, and when he had that clinch, he hit him with a knee, and Mighty Mouse said he heard him go, oof.
Yep.
Like, oh, I got you now, motherfucker.
Yep. Right to the liver.
And he hit him a few more times, and then against the cage, he hit him with that elbow, staggered him, walked off, and then got him against the other cage, got another knee.
Yep.
Down. It was it. It's out, and I was impressed.
Against an Olympic wrestler, too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they are this big, but still, I know you hated him for a long time, or hate's a strong word. You disliked the lighter weight classes, but he is making a case. He has finished, I think, the last 4 out of his last 5 fights. He's finished.
He's starting to finish more.
Yes.
We'll give him that.
He's a finisher. I finished fights at 125.
Okay. Just say I finished fights. Don't land to 125, because then you're starting to lose me again.
Remember when Kenny Florian said that?
Yes.
Yes.
I like it. Slowly winning me over.
But they got nobody for this guy left.
That's the problem. He's beat everybody. And
Faber?
Well, there's talk of maybe him moving up to 135 to challenge Dominic Cruz.
I like it.
Because Cruz has a win over him.
You're going to need, I don't know, heart pills to watch that one.
Oh, my God.
You're going to have a stroke watching that shit.
That has to be in a smaller cage. You cannot put that shit. Cruz.
Was his crazy style.
I fucking hate his style. I appreciate different. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, and then two weird, speedy guys.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
We
should get them on cocaine first. Some amphetamines.
Do rails.
Take a bump before they go out there and rock them, sock them. Mm-hmm. That's what we need. More speed, right? Anyway, but yeah. So he's pretty much cleared out the whole division. Dana White keeps hinting, we're working on something. I don't know what they're working on. There's another rumor floating around that maybe 125 gets folded into 135. I don't know.
I like it.
I mean, the divisions are thin.
Yes.
So we got to do something. I'm not sure what the answer is. Oh, he said he wants also break Anderson Silva's title defense record first before he goes up to 35.
Where's he at now?
He's at 8. Anderson Silva was at 10.
Oh, okay.
So I just don't know who else do you give the guy, right?
I don't know.
Is he going to fight women?
Maybe.
I don't know. 2 women?
2 women at the same time.
Right.
Every guy's dream.
I'm just saying.
What are you going to do with $1 million? 2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah. They would. I forgot what the next line was, but it was funny.
From Office Space?
That. Yeah.
I forgot too.
It was good.
There was another one.
Check it out.
Yes. Haven't seen that.
Let's talk about the main event before I start taking a drink. Jon Jones versus OSP. First, let's talk about Jon entering the arena.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the walk-in and the antics pre getting into the cage?
I don't know, dude. It was weird. It was almost like a retirement party. It was so strange. He's high-fiving. He's happy. He's jumping around. He's hugging. He's
punching women in the face.
Yeah. I mean, he's out there. This is a totally different Jon than, you know, and I don't think he was very focused on the actual fight portion of the whole thing. And there was a lot of, I get it. He's been back. It's an emotional experience, and he's happy. But I don't know if that's a good thing right before you're about to go in there and you have to be a killer, you know. So I feel like maybe he couldn't flip the switch. You know, he kind of just never quite got that going.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like the Jon Jones I remember.
So he was fighting not to lose versus fighting to win. And he said he had a big challenge. He's been planning to fight Daniel Cormier for 7+ months, and everything he's been doing was focused on Cormier. And now you got to switch to OSP, who's fighting a southpaw. Yeah. We'll switch stances, and he keeps referring to him. He's got knockout power. And he said, I don't want to lose because I want to fight Cormier. So I know I'm winning, and in my head I'm thinking of all this great shit I can do, but I'm only doing 30% of what I'm thinking about doing. So he was way too heady and fighting cautious. I get it. It makes sense. You want to fight Cormier. That's the real fight, and that's the fight you were supposed to have. And this one, in his opinion, was the makeup for UFC 151 getting canceled, because he said fans are still giving him shit because they bought tickets, they flew out, they're ready for the fight, and then, on 3 days' notice, the thing goes bye-bye. And, it's not necessarily Jon's fault, but Dana White blamed Jon Jones.
He did, yeah.
Right?
I think Jon is definitely a guy who fights on instinct more than anything else. It's kind of he's one of those. We always talk about his ring IQ, right? I think it doesn't come from up here. Fight IQ. It doesn't come up from up here. It comes from like the spirit of his fighter self. Where he just instinctually knows what to do, and if he's using his head too much, it's bad. And I think that's what you saw. And I don't think we've ever really seen that. I mean, I'm trying to think back when maybe that was the case before, but maybe a few minutes in a round or at the beginning of a fight. I think Machida, perhaps, when
the first round he didn't have the answer, and then by the second round he figured him out.
It's like, okay, that aha in that moment never came. He's very lucky that Cormier was not healthy. He would have got his fucking ass kicked, I think. Maybe.
He addressed that in the post-fight press conference, saying again that if that was Cormier, he was ready to fight.
Go. Okay.
It was just he didn't want to get knocked out and lose the opportunity to fight Cormier.
Yes.
I get it. And maybe it's a little of both, right?
Yeah.
A little ring rust, a little I don't want to lose the opportunity.
Or sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which he's not doing it. I'm telling you, I think he fucking got to be the champ on one way, which is red line in his everything. And now he's cut back on some stuff, and mentally he's not the same. And it's going to take some readjusting for him to find that crazy again. Whether it means to start doing coke again, I don't know. But whatever works for you, man. But I have a more important question for you, actually. How did you feel about the third commentator during this?
Great point. I fucking loved Daniel Cormier's commentary.
Yes.
And you know what he has that Brian Stan isn't bringing? Dan Hardy, not so much. Kenny Florian. Florian brings it a little. Enthusiasm.
Yes.
That's what we're missing. You could see the enthusiasm, and it's spot on. He could easily step in for Rogan right now. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
He understands the game. He's got a good attitude, and he's enthusiastic about what's happening. Stan will tell you about everything that the guy's been doing for the last 3 months and gives it to you monotone and doesn't get fired up. I need enthusiasm as my color guy.
Yes.
That's your job. Sell me the fucking fight. And with what's going on, tell me what's happening. What should this guy be doing? What should that guy be doing? What should we be looking out for?
I agree.
It's awesome. I think we need more of him in there. So
I had a hard time telling him and Rogan apart at times. I'm like, I was like, Rogan's not even there. And like, yeah, he is. Oh yeah, there he is. It's just kind of, you're so used to Joe's kind of, just excited demeanor, and then when you have another guy in, I like it. Maybe it's weird though, because Rogan's contract's up soon. They haven't said anything about renewing, right?
I thought it was August-ish.
Yeah,
somewhere
3-4 months kind of thing, and there's been no talk. That would be huge news, right? If he renewed, somebody would talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
Cormier could replace him.
He could.
I don't think that about anybody else, but I think Cormier
could. Yeah.
He may have to.
He might, yeah.
I mean, the repercussions from this fight. Oh, the other thing is OSP broke his arm in the second round too from one of Jon's kicks, and Jon, when he was informed of that, was like, "Oh yeah, my chicken legs breaking fucking arms," doing a little dance.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that's a little weird, being happy, but okay, I guess.
Inflicting damage on your opponent.
Yeah, I get it.
Happy.
There's that moment Jon leaves the octagon and someone snapped a picture of him giving the middle finger to DC. Classic. Restarting the rivalry. I get it.
Of course.
And then it looks like the next fight's probably going to be Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier at UFC 200.
Is Cormier healthy enough for that?
He's going to find out tomorrow, which is Monday. He's supposed to go to the doctor, and if that's the case, those two will be headlining.
That will save
UFC
the card,
200.
I think, which looks somewhat weakish at this point for a major event. So,
and we'll talk about the Conor McGregor thing shortly.
Yeah. One thing I want to say before we move on, this event also, I don't know if you watched the conferences leading up to this event. Ariel Helwani's back. Did you see him asking questions, not letting Dana off the hook, being his? I like this Ariel Helwani, the non-shill fucking. Let's get it.
Was they call him post Fox Ariel?
Yes, I love it. He's got the Howard Cosell. I mean, much respect. You know, I gave him a hard time many times before, and I'm like, wow, he's not fucking. This is a reporter. You know,
that's how he should be, and that's how everybody should be. And I think he's at a status level where they can't cut credentials for him. So he has kind of carte blanche in what he can ask.
He can say whatever he wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like Dana, you know, he doesn't like it, but he likes it. It's kind of like a give and take.
Yes.
You know, two upper level guys kind of just toying with each other a bit. And, you know, you don't want to piss him off too bad, but he likes a little adversity.
Yes.
So
you have to.
Good for him. What else? Anything?
I think that was it for UFC 197. Overall, what did you think? What do you think the buy rate while we get out of UFC 197?
450?
Yeah, I was going to say the highest maybe 500.
Yeah.
The feeling. And
Jon
overall,
Jones.
I mean, two of the fights were good. The Barbosa fight sucked. The Jon Jones fight I thought sucked. And that other Natal fight versus, was it Robert Whitaker?
Yep. So.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Yeah, 450 might be high, actually. I don't know. It's Jon Jones, so maybe.
Yeah, I think his first fight back, and I think the other thing that was noticeable is that at least in the weigh-ins and the conference or the press conferences ahead of time, people were saying this was the first time Jon was not getting booed.
Oh.
I mean, with exception to the fight, because that was,
you
know, when any time a fight gets slow like that, you're going to get booed. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he was aware of that. Just like, I got to get my win.
We'll give him a chance.
Sometimes Michael Jordan scores 60 points, and sometimes he just scores 20. But he gets the win.
Yes.
I think that was the point he made.
It was. And he did it.
Yep.
That's what you need to do.
So let's talk about Bellator 153 a little bit.
Okay.
There was Michael Venom Page. You get to someone's trying to drop down and get a fucking some sort of foot lock on him, and then he gets a weird toe hold on someone. Evangelista Santos, Cyborg's ex-husband. So the guy takes his back, and he does my favorite move where he rolls for a knee bar. Doesn't get the knee bar, he gets a heel hook win. And then the one we want to talk about. Benson Henderson versus, I got to look his name up, Andrey Koreshkov.
Yes. I only saw, I think, round 2 and 3 of this, but it was enough. I was kind of going, oh, this is looking not very good for Ben Henderson.
Well, he took a title fight at 170 because he could have fought 55 or 170, but 170 was coming up quicker. He wanted to fight rather than wait.
Yeah.
Wow. Size difference, reach
strength
difference. Ben could not find his range at all, and they did a toothpick check on him. Did you see?
No, I didn't.
They pulled his, made him like, let me see. Do you have a mouthpiece in? Okay, can you take that mouthpiece out so we make sure you don't have a fucking toothpick? All right, you're good.
Goddamn toothpick.
Did not get it over.
Maybe that's the problem.
I know. He didn't no toothpick, no power.
He needs the toothpick.
Man. That was tough. That was a solid 50-45, and I think even one of the judges had a 50-44 on him.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Not how you want to debut, but understandable. Just the big reach difference advantage. And the other guy paced himself because you'd think maybe Benson can out-cardio him, but man, he got picked apart the whole fight.
Yeah.
I didn't see much of any hope of him being successful.
No, do you know? Did he say he was going to drop back down, or is he going to stay?
I would say you better drop down because there is a sizable disadvantage, and it's kind of hurts my feelings because I want this open weight and I want people to challenge themselves, but it's not looking like it's going to be working.
No. I think you know when you go back 10 years, it works a lot better. Perhaps now everyone's so fine-tuned that, you know, the 15 pounds really is a lot because it's such a, you know, the difference between a guy who's at the top level and a guy who's just a few ranks below is very close. Kind of like, you know, sprinters and world records and all this shit.
Yeah.
They're, you know, milliseconds apart. And so, you know, maybe that's a problem. You know, everyone's dialed in so tight that it is a huge difference. And I don't know, the UFC's got to go, see, we knew it.
Well,
awesome. Ching.
Well, that's just one. I mean, Phil Davis, Josh Thompson, Matt Mitrione.
Yeah,
Benson
he's
Henderson.
coming up to fight or something soon, isn't he?
And he just did the commentary for the Bellator kickboxing.
Okay.
And then Roy McDonald will end up over there for sure.
Yeah, seems like.
So let's move right along. That was it for Bellator.
Okay.
We got to talk about Conor McGregor. And oh my God, there was so much speculation. So it all starts with a random tweet early in the week where basically Conor McGregor says he's going to retire and whatever. Thanks for the memories and the monies. I'm out, getting out young. Peace.
Yes.
And then there's all this speculation of what happened. Is he going to WWE? They have a career-ending injury. Is it because that fighter died in that fight? His teammate was fighting someone in Ireland, and the other guy he fought passed away.
Is he running from USADA?
Right. I mean, there's so many wild speculations. Like, man, we should talk hours.
Yes,
on
so much.
What could have happened? And
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
A few days later, Dana comes out and says, you know what? He didn't want to do all the media obligations, so he's getting pulled from UFC 200. And then at that same, well, that was one of the interviews, and then they had that press conference, and someone totaled it out how many times Conor McGregor's name was mentioned. It was 53 times.
Wow.
They had talked about a guy who was not even at the press conference.
Yes. He had a big post on Facebook. You saw that?
Yeah.
The huge.
Did you pull any
I have tons
quotes?
of it. You know, the big thing is he says that he made $400 million for the UFC.
In 8 months.
In 8 months.
Yeah.
And he's asking for leeway. And, you know, the big thing I read, there was a lot of words there. The big thing I really honestly read was, number one, I have a lot more respect for the guy. It sounds like he's like, wait a second. At the end of the day, I'm a fighter, and I couldn't prepare properly for the last one. Like, I need to win. And just let me do that. And then let's talk after. And, dude, got to respect that, right? I mean, I know that he signed on the line and he's got to do press. I give no shits about any press conferences. Show up on fight day, give us the product on that day. I'm happy. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but
well, look at we've talked. It's basically what it's come down to is the media obligations finally broke him.
Oh yeah.
And I wondered this. I said, when is this going to happen? He's all fine and dandy right now, but there's going to come a time and day where it's enough.
Yeah.
He says, I get paid to fight. I don't get paid to promote yet. And his tweet effectively broke the internet that day.
Yes, it did.
You know, I think they said his tweet of retiring got more retweets than Kobe Bryant when he was retiring.
Yes, Kobe. Yep.
I mean, the question is, there's a lot of questions. Like, fuck, is it social media? It just seems like we're at this point where the UFC is stuck in their old term ways. They said, hey, we've been doing it this way for 16 years. This is the way we're going to do it, period. This guy, I don't know how much reach he had with social media, but he almost broke the internet with one tweet. And the UFC is saying they're going to spend $10 million in commercials and promotion. And how much was his tweet and his Facebook?
He has 4 million Facebook followers almost.
Right.
I mean, it's. What are you trying to say? Should they switch their model? There's 131,000 comments on this post.
Yeah,
that
how many likes, how many shares?
Well, it's like 1 million likes, and over 250,000 shares.
Right.
That is a lot. It doesn't sound like that is a lot on
That is
Facebook.
ridiculous.
Yes. The guy's reach is crazy. I don't know why they just don't do Skype or what. It would be, I mean, yeah, okay, you want to get them together for photos and whatever, but maybe they could work something out like that.
And I'm from the school of thought of, if you are the best of whatever it is, you get special rules. You get special treatment. I don't give a shit. We bend the rules for the best, and that's the way it is. And if you're not the best, I'm sorry. It doesn't work.
Then become the best, and then you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And this goes back to, there's a contract question. At the end of the day, he's an independent contractor. He's not a fucking employee.
Correct.
So I don't think he has to do everything that they're, okay, jump, how high? No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, is it in the contract? That's my big question.
The contracts are worded vaguely, so I think it says something, you have to promote the event, but it's not saying how much promotion you need to do. And maybe they need to be specific, because
that would be helpful. You don't even know what you're signing for.
I mean, look at the last one and how much he did. He was on goddamn every talk show, this show, that show. He's on CNN Money.
Yes.
Like,
he had a comment about that somewhere.
Susie fucking whatever, sitting in a car on the way to some dump in Connecticut or somewhere to speak to Tim and Susie on the Nobody Gives a Fuck morning show. Did not get me this life. Talking to some lady that deep down doesn't give a fuck about what I'm doing, but just wants some sound bites so she can maybe get her little tight ass a nice raise, and I'm cool with that too, but I've been giving you all raises. I need to focus on me now. I cannot dance for you this time. It's time for the other monkeys to dance. I've danced us all the way here.
He's right.
I get it.
And I can't fault him. I mean, he's basically saying, let me do my job.
Right, and that's what he should be doing, right?
It's like a guy, you know, I think this is just what happens in life. No matter what job you do, you're good at this thing, and eventually you end up doing a lot of things that aren't that thing you're good at, that somehow supposedly make that thing better. But instead of making you do only that thing, you do all this other shit. That's what he's kind of getting at. Like,
Ronda Rousey.
Yes. Prime example. So, and you know, I think if he wins, if he keeps winning and winning and winning, never loses, this is all not a problem. But for a guy who sounds like he's extremely competitive and also hard on himself, perhaps, he probably goes, hey, back the fuck off. I'm trying to fix this, okay? I know this guy's tough. What do you say? He's a longer, stronger, taller man, you know, and that's a challenge for him. So I still say this fight happens. Not now, though. Later. I think he will fight at UFC 200, but somebody else.
Who else? Who's he gonna fight?
GSP! Yes. Who's been in the media quite a bit, talking about Reebok and this and that. I think it's going to happen. 200 seems like it's right around the corner, but really, we got 3-4 months, you know. So, was it 3 months? 3 months? Almost to a day, to a T. So, that's enough time.
I don't think he's fighting at UFC 200. It sounds like, I forgot who mentioned this. I think Dave Meltzer, someone made a post on Reddit, that this is basically a blow-up between Lorenzo, Conor, and his management team. Oh. And basically a showdown between him and Lorenzo. And Dana was not involved, hence why when Dana is talking about this stuff, he's actually telling the truth, but there's no emotion in it. When we've seen the emotion, you look at how he attacked Jon Jones when UFC 151 got canceled, how he attacked GSP when GSP said he was retiring. He fucking blew a gasket. This was a complete different Dana, and I didn't understand, like, what is going on? Oh, he wasn't involved in any of this, so there's no emotion. Yeah. It's Conor and Lorenzo just seems to be so old school that he's not going to budge. No. And this is an opportunity for Conor. He's got the world's attention. Could you imagine if he said, you know, some things are going to need to change if I'm going to come back to fighting. I'm thinking we're going to need a union. Whoa. I'm thinking maybe Reebok needs to go away and we need to get sponsors. I'm thinking USADA maybe needs to go away. He's at a point.
Can he make all that happen?
Well, maybe not the last two, but it would be so interesting for him to go down. And he wants to cure
cancer.
Yeah, so he's going to cure cancer one anus at a time.
That's right.
But I would love to see him go down the union thing.
Oh, I
and
like
say,
it.
Hey,
yeah.
okay, you guys want to play that game? Let's play this game. He's not gonna do it,
No.
but it's an opportunity.
Yeah, it's weird. Lorenzo's been in the mix a lot more lately. It's strange. Strange things are afoot.
But it's just, I hate seeing the fighters being treated like this. It's again, it goes back to almost not that they're slaves, but they're kind of treating them like dogs. I would attribute it to that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it is time for someone to step up and say, you know what, if we're gonna do promotion, you got to lay it out. I can't be doing. It's 80 days away, and you're wanting me to fly out from my training camp. No.
Yeah. No. Well, the weird thing though is the tweets and stuff from fighters, and it's mixed. It's a mixed bag of you fucking pussy to we understand,
weird.
and I don't know why that would be, because if you're in his position, I think as a fighter, you got to know. Maybe it's some jealousy regarding all the money he's making. I don't know, because people are hungry and you know they don't understand the obligation, but. It was really weird to hear some fighters bash him for all this.
I think it's the fear aspect again.
Oh, of the UFC?
Right. Remember, because when anybody talked bad about Reebok, what happened? Fired, blacklisted, not fighting.
Dead.
So,
disappeared from the face of the earth.
With exception, this one, I think Jon Jones has actually been really supportive of Conor in this. And I can't think of any other fighters, but I could see them... The reason why, you got to be careful. The fans seem a little split too as to fuck him or I get it, but we got to treat the fighters better, and this is another example. And I think one person was even going, hey, if he's got a contract that's signed, Nate Diaz has got a contract that's signed, how can the UFC pull the fight away when both those guys have signed contracts? He's not. I don't think he's in breach, because the contract, the way it's worded, is very vague as to how much promotion you need to do. Is 2 interviews enough? I mean, I don't think it's specified.
Maybe in the contract it says they can shut it down anytime they want.
I'm sure. Well, the contracts are just so one-sided for the UFC that it's pretty much
crazy.
Their way or no way.
Sign and just do what we say.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, it's been interesting, to say the least. I mean, fuck, man. I don't even know if at the end of the day, I don't care if that fight happens. I'd still say Conor McGregor wins that fight versus Nate Diaz. I'll go on record and say that. I don't see him fighting. I think the UFC, I think Lorenzo is so stubborn that
won't budge, huh?
No. He's trying to. You got to keep your dogs in line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not gonna happen. You're gonna do what I tell you, or this ain't happening.
Dance. Fucking guy.
Oh, great! You just shot him in the leg. He's your number one draw.
Yeah.
You need to be a little more flexible. Bend, don't break.
I agree.
All right.
We'll see.
See how it plays out.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have much other news except for just quickly, Fedor is scheduled to fight Fabio Maldanado on June 17th in Rising.
Yes.
Do you think that's good for either one's health?
And he told me this earlier, and the first thought I had was, "Oh, that's kind of tougher fight than people would expect."
Yeah.
Depending on if Maldonado still has that ridiculous chin, because I've seen him take some beatings inside the cage and still stand.
Yeah.
So Fedor. That's a winnable fight for Maldonado, I think.
Well, he can take some punishment, but maybe Fedor submits him. Who knows?
Yeah, there's that. We'll see. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'd like to see him fight in the UFC or Bellator. I think is really his.
I think that's coming.
Make something crazy happen there. I don't. Maldonado. I mean, really, it's kind of silly.
Yes.
Whatever.
And then Chris Lytle said he wants to come out of retirement and fight Wanderlei Silva.
Okay.
Okay with this?
I like it too. Is there some beef between those two?
No. Just he wants an exciting fight, man.
Okay.
He probably still has the itch. And talk about exciting fights. How many fight of the nights did that guy? He had the record for the most exciting
What was his
fights.
problem? Knees or something? Didn't he have bad something? He had a bad something, didn't he?
I think it was just he had enough.
Okay.
It was, I can only be in X amount of wars, but be out of the sport for a few years, let your body heal up, you come back.
Okay. I watched that.
I watch it.
Shit.
I watch it.
He was exciting, man.
Damn right.
I like it.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. It's now 69 degrees in here, by the way.
See?
Yeah.
You're keeping it cool.
I have bumps on my skin.
It'll all work out.
The lights did not help.
I'm keeping it cool. It's
making
getting
it
colder.
Cooler. It'll be 50 in here by the time we're done. Frost on your beard.
It's fine. It's all working out.
Okay.
And then USADA random drug testing watch.
Okay.
541 total tests, 329 athletes tested, 4.92 tests per day. Henderson, Silva in first place with 11. Javier Dos Anjos, Holly Holm, Misha Tate in second place with 6. Thiago Alves, Vitor Belfort, Dominic Cruz, Anthony Johnson, Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Ben Rothwell all tied for third place with 5. USADA making it happen. Ask the Nut. Robert Lilly asks, how the fuck did Rumble cut to 170? And if a fighter misses a weight cut, should he or she be made to have their next fight at a heavier weight class?
I think you could go with 2 strikes, you're out rule, not 1. Things can happen. But how did Rumble make 170? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
No clue.
He's probably draining blood and then reshooting it.
Chopping off.
I don't know if that's legal, but people have done it.
Draining blood?
Yeah.
How much can you possibly lose from draining blood?
Didn't
somebody have an enema or something weird too? I think somebody
They all
did.
do all sorts of weird shit.
Crazy shit.
It all works out, and yes, they should have to fight at a heavier weight class next time.
After 1? Wow.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't give a shit. Miss once.
Duns.
What is it? I'm so close to having cool things to say, but I can't quite get them.
You got Jon Jones syndrome.
Break the deal, spin the wheel.
Yes, there you go.
Something like that. Miro Asmodeus. How sure is Dana that McGregor isn't going to fight at UFC 200?
Well, given what you just told me, it sounds like he has no input on that. I think.
Yeah, he's just the PR guy at this point on this deal. It's not happening, in my opinion. You know, Turkic asks, how many push-ups can Chuck Norris do?
The question, wasn't there the thing where Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups? The world pushes Chuck Norris or something?
So,
that's the joke. There's
Mauricio Villasenor says, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
It. Yes, that's it.
Here we go. Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, you got a bunch of good questions. Here we go. Who are 2 of the most creative fighters in the UFC, and will they ever fight each other?
Creative?
Well, I'd say Yair Rodriguez.
Thank you. Yes,
Jesus
that's one.
Christ.
You know, not this version, but the old version of Jon Jones would be on my list there.
Sure.
It's fairly creative.
I think Conor McGregor's creative when he can be.
That's
will
probably
they fight each other? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodriguez and McGregor, maybe. It depends how that all plays out. McGregor could just retire and start his own league. Fighting whoever in Ireland.
Yes.
Fuck you and your UFC. Joe Rogan complained on the Joe Rogan Experience about Fox spray painting over blood. Do you think the UFC will ever green screen the octagon?
Oh, that would be weird. If they
We can get interactive ads on the fucking octagon. Let's do it.
But the problem is if there's red on it, then it's not green anymore, so it's not going to work. You have these weird blobs with no. It needs to stay green. I don't think that solves the problem.
I think they should just make it blood red so that you don't fucking see it.
Yes.
I don't understand why I mean, you're going to clean it after every fight anyway. Then you don't have to spray paint it. Because Rogan was saying, I don't even know if this is legal because they're spray painting and this is a closed environment and we don't have face masks on. I think they need to stop this.
Awesome.
He's totally not resigning. They're shit canning him. That's probably why Cormier was on the fucking broadcast with.
Maybe Lorenzo's fucking just lost his mind. He's like, fire everybody! Do what I say or you're done!
Yeah. Surprised me. The guy's losing his mind.
He's all
I don't even have testicles anymore. I'm peas down there.
That's right.
Peas. And then, don't we all know that Nate wins again against Conor, period? Is this all bullshit, pointless games?
I think he wins, but
I think he loses. How much does the UFC pay the Who for each time they play Baba O'Reilly?
oh, I doubt they pay anything. They probably bought it somehow, I would assume.
I think they just pay in hand jobs.
Pete Townsend is dead, isn't he? I don't know.
Maybe.
No,
I think he's still around.
Is he around?
Can either of you guys successfully do that goofy Verdum face?
No.
It doesn't work. I might have a stroke. Left side of my smile doesn't smile as wide.
No?
I
can't do it. I firmly believe he practices quite a bit, so he's got full control of his facial muscles.
While whacking off?
I do not. Yes.
Which Blackhawk could you see in the UFC, and which UFC fighter on the Blackhawks after Cyborg, of course? Well, you can defer to me. Yes, thank you. I would pick a defenseman with a ton of cardio and someone who's gritty as fuck. It would be Duncan Keith.
Nice.
I've seen him. He's not afraid to slash a motherfucker and get his teeth knocked out.
Perfect.
So I'd pick him, and then for a UFC fighter to be on a Blackhawks, for a freak show, I'd like to see a Hector Lombard type, just all swole,
oh my God,
compact, low center of gravity. But in reality, I'd say a Luke Rockhold could probably make that transition. I look at a guy who's a surfer, skater. He seems like he's got the right type of build to cross over to hockey. You don't want to be too big. Probably in that 200, 210, 6'3"-ish.
So not Stefan Struve?
No, but that'd be interesting again. That freak show. There's that one defenseman. Who's that? Zaro Chara or something? He's fucking huge. John Scott.
Okay.
MVP. That's all I'm going to say. MVP!
Yeah.
And then Rodrigo Machado will close it out. He says, "It's time!"
Oh, no.
Pound sign, nuts roll. Pound sign, Matt Rape Train. Pound sign,
Jesus.
Ingo Sugar Daddy. I like the rape train. Driving it home.
Okay.
Every night.
The rape train.
What? Would you rather find your soulmate and have all your friends hate him, or stay single for the rest of your life with loving friends?
Wait, when did I become gay? I'm confused.
Because it's all we like is cock.
I would definitely take anal gayness over friends. Fuck all that.
We don't need friends.
Yes.
Would you rather be unemployed with $1 million or a very happy job that makes $1 million every 5 years?
Oh, dude. Happy job, 1 million. Easy question. That's enough money.
Yeah, I want consistency.
Yeah.
And happiness. $1 million with no job. Yeah, that'd be fun too, but I'd rather work with a bunch of people that I like and be happy versus
that'll go, dude. That $1 million
alone.
won't go very far.
And do you trust yourself with $1 million to not go fucking crazy?
No.
I think it's so dangerous.
No
I think you're much safer to spread that over 5.
Yes.
Than just take that.
I would lose my shit.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know until you have that much.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, fuck. I think I need a gold-plated Xbox One.
There you go.
What? Why do you need that? I don't know. I think I need
2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah. Because I'm the type of guy that can only afford that. I still don't have that line.
I'm thinking of it too.
It's close. It's not going to come, though. And I'm not going to look it up. Would you rather listen to Baby by Justin Bieber for 1 hour or listen to Gangnam Style by Psy for 1 hour?
I'll take Gangnam Style.
I agree. Would you rather drink a milkshake or a smoothie?
Smoothie.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of treats per se. Would you rather, this is the last question, would you rather sleep with Paige VanZant or Rose Namajunas? You must choose one.
Ooh, that is an interesting question.
They're both 115 pounds soaking wet.
I'm wondering, on the surface, one has more interesting look, but I'm going to go with Rose. I have a feeling there's something there.
It's called Your Balls on Her Bald Head. I
want
to feel friction.
There you go.
A little sandpaper.
Nice. I think it would be pretty freaky. I think you might get injured in the process of that one. Things may not fit back together the way they came. So I'd take that.
All right, I'll go Paige VanZant. I originally wasn't a fan, and then I saw her on Dancing with the Stars, and she looks pretty thick, but she's probably 5'2", so I'm kind of in, but not. I like them bigger.
Like big butts? Cannot lie?
I cannot lie, Ingo. Moving right along. Knowledge. I know Jeff Ellsbury sent us this sports gang fight. I was going to post it up, but I can't talk about that right now. I gotta talk about Game of Thrones. It's
Yes.
happening. It's fucking happened. I don't know what's going to happen. There's some nice recaps of the first season
watched it
1
yet,
through
yeah.
5. You should check it out. It's like 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. 'cause
Just
it's
to
very late.
remember what the fuck happened. 'Cause
Yes.
I don't even know. I know last season wasn't that good. I
Well,
think out of
the
all of
last
them-
couple episodes got better, right?
Yeah.
They had the weird stuff with the people who turned to stone and all that.
Yeah. It's sometimes you get lost because there's so many storylines, and then they don't always follow up a storyline the next show. It might be 2 or 3 down the line,
No.
and then the one kid.
Bran.
Yeah,
Bran?
we didn't even talk to him all year.
Nope.
Where was Hodor? Hodor.
Well, I have a feeling. Oh, you forgot about the thing where I remember he was the skeleton army was on the beach and they were floating
Right,
away. That
see?
was a cool scene. Yeah. I forgot about some stuff. It'll be interesting to see what they do this season. I feel like they need to pick up the pace a little bit. You know?
Yeah, I feel like the last one was kind of slow, and I feel like we need to get back to the magical, mystical, and I feel like that's what's going to happen.
I hope so.
Jon Snow's going to come back to life and
Yes.
fuck some shite up.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So, and George R.R. Martin opening up some sort of theme park or some shit, and in Arizona, I think, or something. Instead of writing the damn books, he needs to finish the books. What are you doing with Siri?
I want to ask her. Hey Siri, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes, I'd ask Jon Snow for some hints, but he knows nothing.
She's got a better answer. Siri, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Siri, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes, I'd ask
Oh, she
Jon
won't
Snow
answer
for-
the good answer. You watch Game of Thrones?
Yes, I'd ask
Can I
Jon.
try?
Yeah, you try. She's got a good answer if you ask her.
How you do it?
Hold your home button. Siri, you watch Game of Thrones?
Siri, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Siri, first of the name. Siri
Okay, I found this
as a
web-
Ruler of the alarms and the reminders, guardian of the calendar appointments, keeper of the ontologies, flipper of coins. Yes, I am watching.
Okay. It took you fucking
6 tries.
10 tries to fucking get that, you fucking cunt. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it.
Nice. I'm excited. I'll watch it tomorrow. Silicon Valley's back. Silicon Valley!
There's so much to watch.
This guy fucks!
So much to watch, little time.
I know. It's all good.
Strike out, reverse it.
That has been this week's edition of My Notes. Sorry for the technical problem earlier in the show.
I don't know where it got.
I hope
Bought
I
for
missed a few minutes.
motherfucker.
So,
the new downloads are out too.
what? Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, I just played it the other day. There's
good?
a robot thing, and then there's the fight pits. You can have a blue and red corner. I haven't done it yet. You catch monsters. My villagers or whatever they are gonna get fucked up.
Awesome.
I'm gonna put them in with a machete and let them fight to the death.
Perfect. Can you get it on tape?
Oh, fuck
You
yeah.
Hook up the recorder thingy.
Yeah,
Start
yeah.
taping it, put it out there.
Shit, yeah.
In this corner. And do commentary.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
It's all good.
Cool.
That's it.
Ingle Waggle.
Hey, Ruth. Thanks for playing.
Wake up.